Hey everybody, how are you today? Sorry that I'm a little late here. Let me get my camera adjusted. Oh, that's not going the right way, is it? There we go. You really don't need to see that great view of me. Anyway, I hope everyone is having a good day. Mine has been a little bit crazy, but I'm doing well. And I am looking forward to getting a little bit of stitching done tonight because I haven't been able to do a lot of stitching this week. So we are going to continue working on Fruits of Plenty tonight. And I'm going to do a little bit of blue tonight, I think. So, oh, actually, I'll finish off a brown first, but it's the same area I was thinking of doing blue. So, let me get my, is my light all the way up? There we go. That's better. That way I can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, get this. So, I know yesterday I didn't do a video. I'm sorry about that. I kind of just had a rough evening. I've been dealing with a little bit of anxiety about this move, and I just had one of those nights where I just kind of had to sit and just kind of be on my own and not have any social interaction for a night, we'll say. So, excuse me. But feeling better tonight, and I have tomorrow and Friday off, partially because we're doing the final, like, big house cleaning before we get photos and stuff for our listing done tomorrow. And then Friday, I'm getting my son prepared for school because school starts for him next Tuesday, which is unusually early for us. But oh, I had that as a marker. Oops. But yeah, he needs some new clothes because the kiddo has grown quite a bit in the last several months. So I decided, you know what, we're just gonna take a couple of days and get some stuff done, get some errands done. He really wants to. I'm going to turn that fan off actually because I'm sure that's making a god awful noise. He also really, really, really wants to go to the beach this weekend, so we're going to try to figure out whether we can make that happen for a little bit because honestly, I would like to go to the beach this weekend for a little bit too because normally we've gone at least like 3 or 4 times during the summer. It's not that far from us. We can get to our favorite state beach in about 45 minutes, but it's just been busy this summer, so we really haven't gone. Actually, I should put that marker back in. Let's see, where was it? I'll just put it in line with that blue line there since I have that highlighted. Okay, just so I can mark how many stitches I'm at because I'm a little worried that I miscounted here. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at today. And so I'll be home tomorrow. I'm probably going to do some sort of a stitch with me or reverse sprints impromptu tomorrow. Not sure exactly when yet. They may be early evening, maybe when my husband and my son go off to karate class. We'll see. And then Friday, maybe a little bit of the same thing. We shall see. So maybe changing around my plans a little bit for a video a day, August, because I actually am finding it easier to do the lives than it is to do an organized floss tube. I think partially just because with so much of my supplies and all of like my information for my projects all already packed up, it's a little frustrating because I feel like I'm wandering a little blind. And, I keep stuff so annoyingly organized, but none of it is currently online. And I have made myself a mental note that I really should do a digital backup in Notion of like all of my whips and stuff so that I don't necessarily have to go and dig out all of the paper, especially in situations like this where none of the paper is around anymore. So, because it's all currently in a pod, and the pod is somewhere in Massachusetts, but I'm not exactly sure where. But it will return to me once we move. So we shall see. Also, I need to get my nails redone because they're starting to get just a little bit long. So that might be a Friday project as well. I really like this color though. I might have to do something similar. I don't know. If you're reading this, tell me what color I should get next time. I generally life is too short for basic colors. This is probably the closest to a basic color that I get, and it's kind of a light coral. It's pretty. It's got glitter. Glitter is important to me. I like sparkly. But I go with just about anything. As it gets more fall, you're going to start seeing the darker colors on me. At some point by Halloween, I'll probably do something black. I can't believe it's almost fall. Dunkin' Donuts today, when I went to grab my Dunkies in the morning on my way to work, had pumpkin spice coffee out already. And I'm like, it's mid-August. It's not time yet. But lo and behold, I guess it is. So, but I won't grab pumpkin coffee for probably another month because I'm not ready. First day of fall, yes. August, no. Especially not when it was like 85 degrees today. Oop. Helps if I don't lose my needle. Oh. Once I get this strand done, I'm going to move over to blue. And I'm going to continue filling in this ribbon here. And if you hear any TV stuff in the background, I apologize. My husband is watching TV in the other room. I've shut the door, but, sound carries. So. All right, I'm just about getting down to that. I'm hoping that if my counting is right, where I hit this thing, that then I'm going to be doing the straight line. I got to double check. I think that's where I'm going to be. So in other stitchy related news, Lindy Stitches has opened up registration for the Harvest Moon Hangout, which is going to occur on, well, let me grab my calendar real quick. Yeah, phone does not need to drop on the floor. Put you over there. Let's see. Harvest Moon Hangout is the 25th through the 27th of September. And there are a couple of classes. But I am planning on going to that. I'm not going to take any classes, but I am hoping that I can at least go and stitch there for a little bit. My husband is going to be out of town that weekend, so I should be able to get quite a bit of stitching in. Of course, a lot of it depends too on where we are at that point. But the nice thing about Harvest Moon Hangout is it's quite inexpensive. It's like $15 to go and hang out for the weekend and go to the shopping mall and do they do speed dating rounds with other stitchers, so you can meet other people online. They have a ton of stitching rooms, and they have a pretty nice selection of interviews and meet the designers and kind of getting like behind the scenes stuff. And then the classes I mentioned, the classes are extra, but the other stuff, the interviews and whatnot, are not. And it's just a good time. So I highly recommend it if you're looking for a virtual retreat to go to, because you can just hang out and craft in your jammies, which is, an awesome way to do things. Okay, let me count where I'm at. Other than that, trying to think if I've read on anything else. The Stitch Along is going again. They had a Discord open, but I think it was like a very limited opening. But if you are a member of either their mailing list or their Facebook group, you may want to check things out and make sure that you got the information if you want to do the Stitch Along this year. One of the ones that I participated in before was the Golden Girls one, that I can show a picture of it from my website this weekend. I don't know what the theme of it this coming year is, but I have, graciously told the team that I usually stitch with, the Team Coven folks, that I am not going to be able to participate this year with the chaos due to, my current situation. So I will be a cheerleader this year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. All right, let me see where I'm at from that line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. I need one more. Okay, good. And then I can start. Oh, miracle of miracles. I think I actually did it right. Hooray. Okay, so now I can just go, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. Okay. Since I'm getting towards the end of this strand, I'm just going to run down and then run back up. But yeah, so I told Team Coven on Stitchy that I will not be able to participate this year, but I will be a cheerleader. I may save the pattern as it gets released, so I can, if I like it, I can stitch it on my own time once I'm in that new house, since I think that's what a lot of my hangout is going to be going forward, since we're going to be slightly cash poor for a while. But yeah, so Stitchy is going to be starting very, very shortly. My guess is probably within the next couple of weeks. So if you want to do a chaotic mystery stitch along, they are your people. They are slightly warped. And usually there has been some sort of a way to customize the project as you go along. The teams also, they usually will have like some sort of a group project. They did a fundraising project one year. Some kind of cool stuff. But yeah, it tends to be pure chaos and in the best way. So there is a needle market coming up, which I think is about the same time as Lindy Stitch's thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oop, 12. All right, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so let me double check that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. And I'm going to carry that over. So 8 stitches across there. And that will define where my lines go. Fuzz. But yeah. So a lot happening in life right now. But it's good. And now the house is quiet because my husband has gone to bed. I have like some sort of a small fly that is insistent on going to my arm. It's driving me crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, yes. 1, 2, 3. Yes. Okay. Finding that I can't stitch two-handed on a hoop as well as I can on my plastic ones. Kind of weird, but it's easier to hold this in a better position on the camera. So it's that time of the summer now. I can hear the crickets outside in the evening. And I always kind of like this time of summer because I like the sound of the crickets at night. This is the first year, though, in a long time that I haven't had a cricket hiding out somewhere here in my office. Normally, I've heard like a really loud chirping somewhere in this room, but this year, I think just because I don't have all of the furniture, they don't have as much of as many corners to like hide under, because crickets do tend to like to, to protect themselves, be hidden somewhere to chirp. So it's a bit wide open in here today. Oh, they haven't completely gone to bed. I'm hearing sound upstairs. Yep. Some sort of a discussion between my husband and my son. Thread chicken. Can I get one more stitch in? Yes. Okay. So we'll finish that one off, which is awesome. Okay, and then for a change of pace, we're going to do a little bit of blue fill-in on this side because I've been so focused on brown lines that I'm getting a little bit bored with it, I have to admit. So we're going to get out floss number 800. Oops, sorry. These wooden bobbins are from Rosewood Manor. I got them as part of, I think, a door prize at a retreat I went to one year. And they have notches for like 3 or 4 different colors at a time, but I've really found them to be handy when I'm doing big bulk of one color. So I usually only use them for like long dogs and this. Oh, I'm probably being a little too exciting with that stretch of floss, but oh, okay. I have some cuts in this already. So we'll just run with it. Okay, so I always keep a needle minder on my projects, and if I need to count, I generally do have some other sort of a needle to use as a counting pin. In this case, it's a regular sewing needle that has like a really small eye and a sharp point in case I need to poke it through a stitch. So that's what I normally use if I have to do counting from a certain spot, or if I'm doing any sort of marking, you'll see me use a secondary needle. Let's see where we're going to go today, just to make it a little bit easier to follow. I think I'm just going to go down from here. I'll do the fill-in on all of, this side later. It's a little more scattered, but we're going to define the edge of this side of the blue ribbon. And when it comes to these blue stitches, I do tend to just run them across as best I can, and without skipping. If I only am skipping one thread, it's okay, but if it's more than two, I'm going to go down a row and carry it up, because otherwise I worry that it's going to cause an issue with the CC type stitching that this technique does. The CC stitching is basically making the pattern, it's like reverse. So the pattern is the fabric in this case, and the background is the stitching. So I want to make sure that I keep that area with the fabric clear of any floss carrying, because otherwise it just may show through, and I worry that that's going to ruin the effect, So in the case of this one, we're going to be running a little bit here because I've got to make a little square. And then I can go back up and run a little bit more of this original row I'm doing. And there's a little bit of cat hair because it's my house, and there's always cat hair. Okay, then we're going to do a 4. I do love how this patterns too. It's really got a neat, delicate pattern to it. And I was a little worried when I chose my colors that the blue was going to be too light and you weren't going to see all of the patterning, but thankfully it definitely is not the case. But I was prepared, if I needed to, that I was going to get a darker blue to fill in where the ribbon is, if I had needed to emphasize those stitches, but I'm happy to say that that is not going to be necessary. So okay, next row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we can jump up. Okay, and then we're going to just make sure. Was I crossing those over? Yeah, I am. Okay. So, oop, am I right there? Yes. Okay. So we can, this is where it starts getting a little wacky because then I can, jump up and get some of these rows filled in. So we've got 1, 2, 8. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, my floss is twisted. Out of the way, you. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can travel down. God, I'm twisted. This is one of the reasons this ribbon gets, I probably am making this harder on myself than it needs to be, but it's just kind of how I've been stitching it, where I'm not, filling in behind the scenes too much. All right, so we're going to do that. And then I've got 3, so then to get back up to that row, we're going to fill in there, and then this is going to be another 8. You're loose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so I got 8, and then I'm going to skip 1. And then I'm going to skip 1 again. And I'm going to stitch 4. And no, I know my stitching does not make any sense. Hey, Amanda, how are you? Thanks for popping in. Are you stitching this evening, or are you just surfing, or what are you up to? Oof, I have a couple of stitches that are feeling a little loose there. That's okay. They should be all right. 4. Oh, that's cool. I do like recharting a few things every once in a while. And yeah, if you're doing things, especially for kids, if they're newer to stitching, to make it a little bit easier for them or more exciting for them, that's awesome. I keep trying to get my son to sit down with me, and he did it for like all of about 5 minutes when he was like 5 years old. And then, yeah, no, mom's hobbies are not interesting enough. So that lasted all of about 10 minutes. He doesn't understand how mom can sit here and just make X's over and over and over again. Okay, so there's that row filled in to where everything matches. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to fill in that next row down. So, okay, so that ends right before. Oop, don't pull out my needle. It's definitely getting late because I'm having twisty issues here. I notice that I twist thread a lot more often when I'm getting tired. And I've been up since about 6 o'clock this morning, so getting close to 18 hours. But once I'm done stitching, I will be heading upstairs and getting into bed. And we'll probably be getting up relatively early tomorrow just to get a couple final things tidied around this house before the cleaning people get here, just to make sure I have stuff off the floor and stuff. Because I know I'm always going to miss something. Oop, I didn't want that one to go in. Darn it. Okay. All right, do I need to? Okay, so I'm going to restart that stitch. Yeah, I know, I'm usually not. I woke up earlier than I normally do because last night I went to bed earlier than I normally do, so it was like, hello, you're awake. And tonight I'm trying to. I normally am a like a midnight to about 6:45 type stitcher. So, but I have tomorrow off, so I can enjoy staying up a little bit tonight and not worry about it. Although, shoot, I just realized I forgot to put my out of office on my email, so I'm going to have to log into work first thing in the morning and put my out of office on. But that's okay. All right, so we're going to pull this back and fill in my rows here. And I mentioned before, Amanda, that this piece I'm not stitching in completely logical rows because I want to make sure that I don't accidentally carry stitches, carry my floss underneath these areas that are left open, because they will be left open. There is no more, I'm not filling them in another color, so I don't want to accidentally drag floss under them and ruin the Assisi effect. So I'm kind of going around the patterns, and sometimes that makes for some very squiggly routes. But it'll look amazing when it's done. It is the section, though, that I got to really, really, really focus on stitch placement, just to make sure that I don't, because I normally don't have an issue at all carrying floss a few stitches. My rule has been to never, unless I'm going to stitch over, I don't drag more than 5. Um, if I know I'm going to be stitching over the drag with another color, then I'll go up to like 10. But anything over that, of course, your tension starts getting a little weird. So but yeah, I'm kind of bouncing a little bit on this, and it's one of the reasons that this ribbon takes a little bit longer for me to fill in, because I'm being a bit more careful about my routes. And maybe I'm being a little too careful with how light the floss is, but I just don't want to risk it. So yeah, I'll go over the back of one stitch, but I'm not going to go over more than that. Okay, so I've got that row done. So the next row is a single. So what piece are you stitching on right now, Amanda? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Three. 4. 5, 6. Okay. And that leaves me with 2, correct? Yes. Okay, good. So I have that correct. Ha, stiffly. Do, 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 do. Since I'm ending a thread here, I will probably call it then at the end of this one for this evening. But, and that way, because, yeah, I am definitely starting to fade. You know, now that I've talked about getting tired. But I will be back tomorrow for another Stitch with Me. I think it'll either be late afternoon U.S. Eastern Time, maybe like 4 o'clock-ish, or sometime early evening. But I will put up a hold probably mid-afternoon tomorrow once I can see what the day is looking like. So I will do another Stitch with Me tomorrow. It'll be a longer one. I may do reverse sprints, so I will do a live with me and then take a break for like 10-15 minutes. So accidental spell, but ooh, pretty, pretty, pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna. But yeah, I will be around. Amanda, I'll be around tomorrow. Definitely on Friday for a little bit, and then I normally do sprints on Sunday late afternoons from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I'm on pretty much that entire time. So you can find me then. But I'll be posting off and on. Since I've got a 4-day weekend, I'm going to enjoy some stitching time and we'll probably enjoy it live. But not bad. Got a little bit done, a little bit done tonight. But yeah, I will definitely be back tomorrow, and I'll post a note on my YouTube page tomorrow, just once I get a sense of when I can get online. It really depends because we're having the cleaning folks come tomorrow to do the final prep before we take photos of our house to put it in the market. And I just obviously I don't want to try to do a floss tube while there's like vacuum cleaners running in the house because it'll be a little chaotic. So once they leave, I'll be able to do whatever. But yeah, until then, have a great night or day, and I will see you at a future live. So have a good night, Amanda. Have a good night, anybody else who's taking a peek, and I will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.